Good morning. As you can see, it's slowly waking up here in Portland, Oregon. I'm Michelle, and I'm so honored to be a part of the spa community. Been a part of it for about 15, 16 years, kind of crazy. But the morning time seems to be the only time where no one needs me, which really leads me to, what wellness, what spirituality, where practice comes into mind. I love the term of failing forward in life. I started a fitness journey in 2015, and it's one of those things where you're gonna fail if you don't have a goal and if you don't have a why. But it all comes down to mindset, right? Like, I started doing the Whole30, but I first, there's always a process to everything. I first had to stop putting Splenda in everything, and I had to cut down on the sugar. So for 2 weeks prior to starting my first Whole30, I had to quit sugar. That freaking sucked. And sugar's a hard one, right? I mean, I'm sure some of you right now love your wine. I mean, we're in a pandemic, and I'm not drinking any wine. I'm really, after 5 years of all this, I don't really eat sugar anymore. I have a donut every now and then with my daughter. But why I started doing that Whole30 was because I just wanted to not feel crappy anymore, right? Like, grew up as an athlete. I'm sure some of you can relate. And then life just sort of takes over, right? So, but I finally got it, right? Like, I read the book, It All Starts With Food by Melissa Hartwig, who started, Melissa Hartwig Urban, she likes to go by now, Urban. And I started my first Whole30 and have been basically using social media as my accountability. But within that, I ended up doing a Whole60 that first one. Lost like 20 pounds, felt amazing. And then I stayed on paleo for quite some time. And then I did another Whole30 because friends wanted to do it. So of course I jumped on that. And then, and then I just kind of kept rolling through life, realizing, okay, I need something more to challenge me. I find out for myself that I live for programs. I don't know if you're like me or not, or if you're even motivated by climbing a mountain, what your motivation is. But finding your why, for me, that mindset part, that has been the longest part of this journey. Not cutting out foods, not eating things, because everything I make is delicious, or everything, there's food delivery places, they do Whole30 now, or they do keto, where I've transitioned into starting in October 1st, 2018. These are big moments when you're on a fitness health journey, right? You remember these things. And so I went keto back in October of 2018. Just read how people have transitioned into it and felt great. Again, like another mindset shift. Like, I can live off of 13 net carbs a day. Like, it's just crazy, right? But I began to just talk about food and looking at it, being kind of a food addict. I mean, I grew up Jewish, and in the Jewish community, you eat when you're sad, you eat when you're happy, you eat when someone dies, you eat, like, every single thing is about, eating, right? Like, your mom just goes, oh, you haven't ate enough. You know, I feel like the Italians and the Asians will, and the Asian society will agree with me there. Their mothers are very similar. But no, this practice of keto really opened my eyes, and I realized that it's mindset at that point. It's how you look at it about it's not what you can't have, it's what you can have. And I think that relates to a lot of life, right? What you can have in life. So you don't have the money to do the trip of your dreams, but what do you have the money for? Where else could you go on the current budget you have, right? So I feel like, when you take on a journey of any sort, your adventure, your health journey, a yoga wellness practice, making sure you meditate, I mean, whatever it is, there's like a little switch that goes on that you can't help other people get there. They have to find it themselves. And that's where the mindset comes into, when people are like, why are you doing this? How long is keto sustainable for? Are you going to gain all the weight back? All these negative questions, but they're not really geared to me. They're geared towards themselves. So are they finding ways to fail? Are they finding ways to figure out why they can't do it? Or is it that it's not as important to them as it was for me? Having a why, for me, it's my daughter, 100%. It was about just not feeling so great. I was going to be turning 50 in 2019, so I'm 51 now. I'm fine saying my age. And I was just like, what does the next 40 years, God willing, because my grandparents all lived till they're 96, right? So I'm like, in my mindset is I'm going to have a long life. Another piece of that was, how do I want to feel the next 40 years? And I think I kind of cracked the code for me. Now, am I saying go out and start keto tomorrow? No. But I am saying find something that really works for you. And don't let anybody stop you. Be accountable on social media. Tell people what you're doing. That really, I think, helps for me. But now, 16 months later, I'm still keto. And have gone a little bit more towards carnivore. And funny enough, well, not funny enough, but I'm constantly trying to challenge myself. Like, we bought a Peloton, well, my wife gifted me a Peloton bike back in 2018. And I just celebrated my 450th ride, and with this cool tribe of Peloton folks. We have a Facebook page. We all love working out at Zero Dark, which this is not at the moment, but I love working out in the morning, and I think I found something that really works for me. And yeah, I don't care how many people ask me or tell me no, or tell me I'm doing myself and my body a disservice. I will tell you that I work within the range of what my doctor asks me to. He checks all my blood work. I have a ketone and glucose monitor that I use frequently, and my glucose, fasting glucose, eating is all way under 90. And I'm proud of me. I think we all need to find that wellness and that journey, and that where we can be proud of ourselves, right? Keeping consistent with something takes it's work, but you kind of get into the zone. And if you're not into the zone of anything, find one thing to be in the zone about. Whether you're wanting to write your first novel, whether you're wanting to create the most amazing spa ever, right? Or wellness practice. Maybe you yourself are a chiropractor or a massage therapist or an esthetician, or as a spa director, what are you doing to relieve stress? You guys work so hard and it's so thankless. So thank you, by the way. It's mindset. It's, success only comes from failing, because then we appreciate. So you have a horrible relationship, right? And you steer away from dating for a while, and then you find somebody and you keep thinking while you're at dinner, while you're at coffee, maybe while you're snuggling on the couch, and you keep thinking they might respond like your ex, but they don't, because they're a different human being. And you've got to get out of that mindset of them reacting the way another human would have reacted, or way your ex, in this case, would have reacted. And they don't. And you kind of slowly get into that comfort zone of, being able to talk to them, being able to open up more. And those aha moments are so lovely. And again, it's a mindset shift, whether it's a relationship, whether it's regarding your own practice and wellness and your own fitness journey like mine. But, it's funny. It's hard to explain, but I think if you find one thing within the next couple of months, while we're all quarantined and all shelter in place, and you can get ugly with yourself. If you can get really real with yourself and look around, look in your pantry if you want to clean up your diet, throw a bunch of stuff away. And it's amazing how many spices have expiration dates. Go through your spice drawers and clean up all that stuff. Like that old soy sauce, just go buy a small one to refresh it, because it'll get rancid and kind of gross. Anyways, I am loving my journey. I feel amazing. I can't wait to go jump on my bike right now, get my workout out of the way while my 8-year-old sleeps, and enjoy my Saturday, really. Enjoy the day. I appreciate Christy for inviting me on this. I hope, this was of some help. If any of you have any questions regarding keto or anything, I'm an open book. So feel free to, reach out to me. I'm sure Christy will find a way to test that we can all enjoy each other and tag each other and follow each other's journeys. I wish you nothing but good health, joy. Wash your hands, stay safe in this time, and by all means, fall in love with some type of practice, and fall in love with finding mindset. A great book that I've enjoyed reading so much, and I love following him, is David Goggins. And You Can't Hurt Me is such a fantastic book. If you have not read it and you have time, please go do so. Obviously, I don't make any money off suggesting anything, but his book really got me into an amazing mindset. If you're curious about Whole30, read the book. It All Starts With Food for Melissa Urban. Again, that was a big aha for me, that the psychology of why we eat, and that was my big brain bleep of that, not, realizing that my mom and dad gave me horrible habits, but I can't blame it on them anymore. I'm old enough to know better. It All Starts With Food and You Can't Hurt Me, two really powerful game changers for me. Oh, another one, game changer from Dave Asprey. I love my bulletproof coffee. Anyways, wishing you well. I hope you have a great day. I hope this helps. And thank you for letting me be a part of it. Namaste.